Hey, LMC. You Jesse joins. Oh boy, we booming today. Oh, how you guys doing? Alright, let's go ahead and get Mouse in here. Let me summon the man. Mouse, can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Got a lot of people in here today. Like two
It's
extra
too much
people.
pressure, I'm
It's
out.
oh, damn it. Alright, let me get on screen here. Or as on screen as I can be. Hey, am I moving okay? It seems to be. How are we doing today, Mouse?
You know,
I can
continued
pretend
existence.
I can pretend like we haven't been talking for like the last 2 hours, but I'm just too proud of the fact that we actually worked out our audio issues before coming on stream today, and I think
Maybe
that's
you
real
should
growth.
wait for the stream to decide if the audio is okay before you
That
brag about
is,
how you
yeah,
fixed
I guess that would be the obvious thing. That's what a smart person would do, but you know how we roll in the stream, so I think that's it's much more in character that I assume automatically that people can even hear me right now. Oh god, now I'm kind of worried that they can't hear me. Mouse, maybe everyone can hear? I don't know. I just assumed.
See?
This is
Done
my
it.
mistake. Big Burpees here. I'm seeing some new names here today. I'm wondering how many people have joined us from the Boomer Nation or whatever you guys choose to call yourself, who came from FPS Diesel side of things. But audio is okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. Okay, we at least have one person listening to us, and I think with that we can go ahead and move forward. Welcome to the stream, guys. This is still a work in progress. I guess it's some kind of an IRL stream, except neither of us are actually IRL. We just kind of dick around online and see what we can find and get up to shenanigans and just, you know, not really much of a theme going on, just kind of general dicking around and finding memes and having a good time. I'm from that old dude. Okay, so Boomer he's called the Boomer, I'm guessing, then because he is a boomer. Hey, Kairu. Okay, cool. You found me on Code then, didn't you? Neat, neat, neat. Okay. So I thought we'd get started today with some AskReddit stuff because that was something that I've been seeing is popping up on YouTube. Everyone's been just copying comments directly from these and then turning them into videos. And then, like, I saw a channel that had 1 million subscribers, and it was just that. Oh, speaking of which, big news. Mouse, did you see how many subscribers I have now? Did you? Did you
No.
see? I have over 2,000 subscribers now. It's ridiculous just how much the bump was from FPS just giving me a shout out. Like the number of subscribers I got within like 3 hours was more so than I had gotten in like an entire month. And I haven't checked yet this morning, but I'm assuming it's still growing. But either way, thank you guys for stopping by. If you are coming from that channel, he's a super cool guy. I'm really hoping we can do more stuff in the future. I had no idea other people were actually interested in this stuff, but he's been directing me to other channels like Justin Wang and other stuff like that of just people who kind of enjoy talking about internet culture stuff. So I'm trying to. I mean, I've been on that train. In fact, I've been oh, somebody found me on Discord. How did you find me on Discord, Carol? That's interesting. Where did you come from to then get to Discord? I don't know. But I don't know. 2K of meaningless clicks. It's something to me, man, because I mean, I know they're completely meaningless numbers, but Mouse, I think you got a whistling nose. I can hear
Yes.
something wheezing. Are you doing okay? Are you feeling sick, or is it just allergies,
No.
or?
I'm good.
Okay, just making sure that you're still not like asthmatic or something over there having an asthma attack or something. But just let me know if you stop breathing. You can just like collapse on the ground violently, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll know you're not doing well.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Seems like an effective strategy.
Yeah. Aw, bitch said that this channel is real cool. Thank you, bitch. I'm glad you enjoyed the channel.
That's
Uh,
offensive. It's clearly bit.
bit ch. Sorry. Does anyone else think Ariana Grande is overrated? I think she is like the most recent incarnation of pop star that has to be present. Like I think some people just I don't know. I don't hate her. I didn't hate most pop stars, but I don't know what you would define as overrated. I think she does her job pretty well for being just someone who wants to talk about not caring about men or whatever. I don't know. I don't honestly listen to her, so I don't think I can have a valid opinion. Mouse, how do you feel about Ariana Grande while I try and find more things for us to look at online?
Um, I'm very strongly unopinionated. I have no. The only interaction I have
I'm
with
sorry,
Ariana
Burpee.
Grande is if she occasionally shows up in like a mashup I'm listening to.
Oh, like the meme mashups that we
Uh,
enjoy. That's where
but like
that's how good a taste we have. We usually only listen to pop
even
music if
in
it's in memes.
even in pop culture, I don't really follow or have much interaction with
I don't have
her.
anything
So
against her. I nothing her. So therefore she's not overrated. How about that? That's my hot take. I don't feel any way about her. So therefore I have no opinion one way or the other.
yes, whatever her over ratings are, they have not crept into what I do. So I'm
She's doing
unaffected.
just fine. All right, lay off of her, Burpee. Jeez. Uh, so I'm just checking out this thread. What's an oh shit moment where you realized you've been doing something wrong the wrong way for years? I mean, so I think other channels would go ahead and just say like, oh, let's look at this top comment. We bought a nice liquor cabinet. We got it delivered and noticed it was a bit shorter than we thought. No biggie. 3 years later, we're moving. Lift up the cabinet, and these beautiful, ornate screw-on legs wrapped in tape and bubble wrap fall at the bottom. Looks so much better now. It's not a bad post, but here on this channel, the way we do things is we're going to go down to controversial and see, because I want to see what the controversial. Honestly, in my opinion, Mouse, you can correct me on this. How often do you actually go and look at the controversial posts on Reddit?
I scarcely look at posts on Reddit, so
You don't even look at
not
subreddits?
often.
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
yeah. If you guys are new here
occasionally,
and
but
you
not
don't know the
really.
dynamic between the two of us, is I spend way too much time online, and Mouse spends like pretty much not time online. I mean, you do. You're not like Amish or something. Like you're not like unfamiliar with this
It's
technology by
not
any
a
means.
large percentage of how I spend my time.
Yeah, so I mean, like we kind of enjoy the back and forth as to how much am I a loser, and like, or which one of us is probably in the wrong for not knowing or knowing too much. So it's usually me, but I don't know. I enjoy myself. And anyway, what I was getting to is I think on Reddit it's really important to go to the controversial tabs because otherwise it's just kind of bland. Does that make sense? Like I think it's just kind of a little too. It's like generally the most like
Well,
agreed upon answers of things, and it's not
before
necessarily
we
good
get
content.
too far into the comments and stuff, do you have an answer for this?
Oh, an oh shit moment where you realize you've been doing something wrong the wrong way for years. Not years, but we've been coming to the realization over and over again that we've been doing audio wrong for weeks on this stream where we've been doing it live in front of people and I didn't realize that I didn't have to do that. So instead of subjecting you guys to audio test for 20 plus minutes, I figured out how to do that right. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, but I don't know. I don't think anyone posts these things unless they have a good story that they know people are going to like. That's why we're going to the controversial section, and I want to
See,
see what
most
things people are
recently,
upset about.
I had the fortune of like bestowing an oh shit moment onto
Oh,
somebody
really?
I know. Yeah,
What
it
was
was
that?
funny. Uh, we were driving at night, and there was somebody behind us with fucking obnoxious headlights, and he did not know what the little tab on the rearview mirror did, and so I flipped it, and it moved the light out of his
I
eyes,
didn't
and
know that. That's a
blew
thing?
his mind for like 3 days. Yeah,
I didn't
what?
know
You
that
didn't know
either.
that?
We're currently having an
Oh
oh
my
shit
god.
moment. I
Yeah,
mean,
the little tab on the bottom of your rearview
oh wait,
mirror. If you
okay.
flip it,
It makes it to where it doesn't blind you. I knew that,
yeah,
but like I
yeah,
thought it was something else. I was excited. I
no,
thought there was some other feature that I wasn't aware of. I assumed he knew
no,
that
he did.
much.
No, he did not.
Okay, well never mind. This is
And
an exciting moment at all then. This is an oh shit that guy's an idiot moment.
yeah, it was pretty funny. It
Okay.
blew his mind for like 3 whole days.
That's
Every
well, you
time
know
we
what?
were in
You're
the
improving
car.
people's lives. You can't really fault them for, you know, learning new things. You don't want to shame that kind of behavior. To answer, let's see, Trolls Lundborg. That's another new name. How does it measure controversial? So the way it works on Reddit is everyone can upvote or downvote, and if you look at the post over here to my left, this one has 67 points. But if it's at the height of controversial, which it is, it's the most controversial post. That means there's like the highest
A
number
pretty even
of
ratio, right?
yeah. It's like almost like the most cancel out upvotes. Like I have to imagine the way it works is for it kind of keeps a tally on like the canceled out number of like posts. Like most of the time when you see controversial posts on Reddit, you'll see, and I think they've adjusted the algorithm several times over the years so that, as they put it, it's not completely useless. But the way it works is, I think, mostly just like whatever posts are the most disagreed upon in terms of
Yeah,
popularity.
it's like on the main post you can see if you scroll up a bit you can see it,
Yeah,
it says like 88% upvoted on the vote tally there. And so
yeah,
the
right
closer
here.
that that gets to like 50 or 51% or something like that where it's a pretty even mix, I think that's what determines that it's controversial.
Yeah, so a big problem online and in big communities like these are if you get too many people agreeing on one thing, it's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's kind of a good way to connect to people. But I think the internet is prone to what is called a hug box, where it's just a bunch of people kind of all agreeing with each other, and whenever somebody steps in with a differing opinion, they just get slammed or dunked on and just completely buried in Reddit because Reddit gives everyone that chance to just bury things they don't like. And in some ways, that makes Reddit a great platform because it only sorts to the best of content. But in other ways, it also buries a lot of things that might not be as universally great, but still pretty good in their own right. So I kind of want to see right here. Let me just dig in, type for a second here, so I can figure out what's an oh shit moment where you realize you've been doing something wrong way for years. This person says, I mean, I realized I was a woman at 30. Oh, okay. So we're getting into. I
Started
realized
off
I was.
controversial.
Yeah, that's what I wanted though. That's what I wanted. So it's
Starting
mostly,
off strong.
and you can see that this has a positive. Like I was about to comment on how usually in the controversial subject you don't typically see, this many upvotes. 67 is a high number. Usually the most controversial one will be like at 0 or 1 or 2, and that's typically how you kind of determine these things. Uh, there's like a little ideological war going on this post. Like 30 plus years of trying to live as a raw gender should count, and yeah, a lot of people. Somebody gave them gold. I just noticed that too. Somebody paid money to celebrate this post, and I think there's an active war going on.
There does seem to be a lot of omitted below the threshold um, type comments on my screen.
Oh yeah, somebody said same girl. You look gorgeous, by the way. Somebody's going through these people's chats. Okay. We
That's
could dive into this
uncomfortable.
conversation, or I can just minimize this and move to the next one. I used to put, oh my god, I used to put 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink. What an idiot. Trying to be straight. A lot of sexual ones that are being. YouTube's gonna be mad at me, probably. I don't know. Do they ban people for having controversial. I know that, like, I'm not supposed to say dirty words.
No, I don't know that.
I know you don't. But like there's actually been like a major effort on YouTube's part to alarmingly demonetize videos that are how do you put it?
I feel like a lot of
profane.
these. I'm just looking at the controversial posts, and I can't tell if they're legitimate or not.
It's always hard to tell, isn't it? Online, you can't tell if people are actually actively trolling or not. Like I saw a post that like legitimately made me like lower my like faith in humanity, and it
Like this one just says, "For years I thought Wyoming was a real place." It's like,
well, that's just
okay.
trolling. That's got to be trolling. I mean, like that's
But
there's
it's like in there with I went to church for 18 years, and then like just other.
no, those are real. I mean, like that's the thing. Like I've said this
But it's like, how
before.
can you determine that? I don't know.
There is no determining that. Like it's kind of determines
Because I.
on what you want to believe at the end of the day. Like it's all up to determining like, and I mean like in some cases you can definitely spot more agenda posters as it's called.
Somebody says sort by new, dangerous.
Oh, let's do that. No, that's Reddit hard mode right there. No upvotes, no downvotes. Only time will judge us. That sounds more fun for this stream. Wait, this is the one we just read. It was like really upvoted. That was Reddit trying to get us to upvote something. This Screw on Legs one was not that good.
What are you talking about?
So this is the first. So when I clicked on best, this nice liquor cabinet one was. Wait a second, is this a different post? Because this says this was posted 1 day ago. Then I clicked on new.
What are you doing?
Okay, you can't see it on my screen, but the identical post. Somebody just copied and pasted a comment left a day ago, and I almost wonder if it's somebody from this chat that's just messing around right now. It's exactly the same. Okay, so if you sort by best and then sort by new, it brings up the same post by 2 different people. And
it's probably just somebody
messing around in the chat. I'm fine with that.
Well, I don't know if
but
it's
I also feel like I'm
our
going
chat or if
insane.
it's just somebody, because mine says it was posted 35 minutes ago.
Oh, that's true. We haven't been streaming. Who is
So
who is
probably
2019 Dick though?
just somebody trying to score sweet internet points for no reason.
I can't. Oh, I have to be 18. I'm not ready. I tried
What?
clicking on the user to try and find out why they would do that in 2019, but Reddit like warned me immediately that just even accessing their profile was a 18 years or older thing. So I don't know what kind of shenanigans they're getting up to, but
Literally none.
none.
They
There's
have 2
nothing.
posts,
What?
and it's about a movie, and then
I'm so mystified by 2019 Dick. Who knows who they are?
They have a bunch of comments, but almost all their comments are from not safe for work boards.
That's why Reddit told me to beware.
Well, mine was
should
not
we
so
create?
courteous.
I should probably create. I want to know why. I don't have an email ready. Mouse, can you create on your end a new Reddit account for us to use in this?
Why would I do that?
So that I can comment
I can do
and
that.
find out why this person is like this. Why take the time? Refresh the post. Okay, alright. Trolls is doing something here. Hey! Now we can go see what Trolls is getting up to. You messed up. You done messed up now, Trolls. Okay, at least he didn't have any. Oh no. Russians. They don't know how to spell. We're just gonna put Trolls on blast right now because they don't know how to spell Russians for one.
21,000.
I'm Russian and
Karma.
I'm proud. Yeah, they're not doing bad. It's a
Pretty
respectable. It's a respectable amount of karma. You know, you've been doing good, Trolls.
well, he's been on the board for 2 years, so sounds like a lot of reposting.
Can I see
Just
the
saying.
top of all time? I don't care about. What is this? This is a cat. Oh, that's a good cat though. That is a good cat though. That's a money cat. Good job. This is a bona fide Reddit poster right here, boys. Boys and girls, we got some good. Oh, that's a goat. Yeah, I think they're kind of into the karma farming, huh? Trolls is by no means a obscure Redditor. They've got some stuff going on. I'm not even sure how much karma I have on my main account. This might be more than I have.
It's definitely more than I got.
All right, we've seen trolls enough. Trolls, stay safe out there, buddy. Hopefully nobody. I don't think we have any like terrible people.
Hold the phone,
What's up?
trolls.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is that weird ass skeleton key on your key ring?
What?
Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking
What?
about.
What poster are you talking about?
I don't know. He has a post that's my keys. It's Breath of the Wild, clearly trying to show off the Sheikah tablet, but I'm not gonna act like I didn't see that fucking
I want to see it now.
4-inch long skeleton key.
4 inches skeleton.
Like he's got
I got it.
magic cabinets to open or something.
Ooh, that is a cool looking key. Trolls. They're not responding in the chat anymore. I think they're upset
They're dead.
or were terrified by us finding out more details about them. I'm sorry, Trolls, if this is the case, but I really want to know what this key is now. Okay, we'll stop invading their privacy. Mouse, aren't you supposed to be making me a account
I'm
though?
not.
You're not gonna do that?
Well, it requires
An email.
yeah, which
I think
do
you
not
can generate.
also have one of.
Let's see.
Unless you just
Generate.
want like a 10-minute email. Or
Yeah.
some garbage. Okay,
Hold on, I got it.
To be a reusable
No, we can do that.
situation.
We can do this real fast. We can do this real fast on stream. Can you guys still hear me? The chat's looking kind of dead
Yeah.
right now. Oh, I'm not.
Well,
it's fine. Okay, never mind. Trolls
yeah,
just
no.
responded. Cool. Okay, so we got our email. Let's see, because a lot of people have caught on.
Anything you still have anymore? I'm curious about that key. As somebody with a box of keys, I'm interested in that key.
Do you have a box of keys?
I do have a box of keys.
Trying to downvote things on accident. What is going on with my browser?
It's not a particularly
What is happening?
Important box of keys.
Okay.
It's just keys that I found over the years, but I do have a box of keys.
Okay, what should our username be? First person who replies with a good username, I'm going to pick as our username. And password. Username and password. Did LMC say they were an incel? Wait, LMC, did you come from the incel video that we made?
I feel like in the spirit of creating a
good
10-minute email username, you should just pound the keyboard for the password and never know what it actually is.
Ooh. All right.
One time.
I wonder what the latency is on this, because it could be kind of bad right now. I'm not sure. But nobody's doing anything.
The latency on the post on the chat is, because it's definitely the quietest chat we've had.
Okay, Reddit is a username that's already taken. Reddit is a username that's already taken.
Just slap that keyboard, my friend.
Reddit is also taken. Reddit. That's too many. It's too many Reddits. All right, we'll go and slap him. Probably can't have commas. Let's get rid of those. Spaces. And it's a pretty good password. Look at that. Oh, wait, I have too many characters. Oh, okay, we're doing caption now. And cars. I think those are cars. I've seen some cars before.
What is this story that's happening in the background here with Big Burpee?
I'll let you figure that out because I'm just
trying to. He just found something in his sister's room suspicious.
Oh no, I don't want to know. Oh, the key maybe?
Nope, that's trolls.
Oh, trolls, right? We're just gonna do some memes. That should be good. Yeah. Okay, now we're good. No, I was in. What happened? Come on.
But what do we?
I just want to start replying to people is all.
Oh, okay. It's like I don't know where we're going with this. Then we definitely got to go by new, like just the main board, and then just hit new. Just start slapping our comments all over the place.
Don't know what happened. I thought I was logged in. Well, here's the problem with making up a username. Now I can't even try to log in.
What? Check your stream. Go back in time.
I can look at the latency. No, it's too late. I already missed it.
Or check the 10-minute email page.
Me in with 4 N's. Oh no, that might have been the whole username, but now I don't know what the password is. All right, 5 N's, and the password will be 5 N's. And sure, good enough. Okay. Sure. Your account is created. We did it. Oh my god. What am I doing? What am I doing, trolls?
I don't know. We've lost control. I don't know what's happening.
What do the keys mean, troll? Where does the key go to?
Okay, have you figured it out? Are you in the
I'm hacked in. I'm in the mainframe. I did it.
Also, I think Big Burpee was looking for some sort of mayonnaise and found it in his sister's room.
That sounds concerning.
Yeah. I don't know. He's saying some very cryptic things.
That sounds haunting. All right. Now I can finally ask that one user, which was the entire thing. Why did you copy that other person's answer?
I feel like we already know that.
Do we?
I didn't know that was the mystery we were solving here. I didn't even
Tell me,
think
Dick.
that was much of a mystery.
Oh, I got some mail. Oh, I'm doing that a bit. Okay, Red's getting mad at me. Hold on. Okay, cool. We're good. I activated my Google when I said that.
So how's everybody in the chat?
Sorry.
I think we've lost Jack down a rabbit hole here.
I'm excited because I got answers now. No, we got a username. The key is for my home. I have an old house. There you go. We're making progress. Things are happening in this chat, or things are happening in this stream. Trolls answered. They said that the key is for their house. They live in a very old house. You were wondering what that key was.
Yeah. Wait, did he respond on the Reddit thread?
No, he responded to my Reddit account that I just made.
God dang it. I was like sitting here looking at the chat and I'm like, I don't see.
No, see, this is why we made this.
Talking about?
We made this because now we can communicate with people directly with no latency. Because that was the issue with this stream, was that I didn't have a Reddit account and I don't have Ad blocker. Let me just scroll down here real fast so we don't have to watch these ads anymore. Um, Oof. Okay, let's go to another one. Let's go to the top of the last hour. Let's get into the meat of it. What fictional characters are you mad at and why?
What?
Oh no,
I
there's
don't
gonna be
know.
spoilers in this one, isn't there?
Probably.
This person's mad at Thanos. While his snap killed half the universe, he caused an apocalyptic level event when you factor in infrastructure lost, not to mention all those in control of vehicles that vanished. It's not perfectly balanced, not by a long shot. It wouldn't even solve the problem he wanted to solve. Dude snapped half of all life. A bunch of natural resources are living things too. See, and this is kind of like the thing about, I don't know, can I nerd out for a moment? Would anyone mind if I nerded out for a moment?
I reckon not.
Uh,
What have you got?
the thing is, in the original comic, back before it was cool, Thanos was just kind of a like textbook. What's it called? When people are like, nothing matters in the whole world or whatever.
Nihilistic?
Nihilistic. That was Thanos. He wasn't a guy who was like all about frugality and like we need to waste not, want not. Da, da, da. He was just a guy who was literally like not a
I don't
fan
think
of
he was like
life.
waste not, want not. He
No, in
was
the
just like,
movie, he was kind of like trying to be
people
actively
are a
good.
pest.
I mean, people, yeah, people are a pest, people are a problem, and he's like, so we gotta get rid of half of them. But in his mind, he was like, they kind of try making him out to be kind of a anti-hero, where he was like, this is a problem, and we all know it's a problem. I'm the only one who's willing to do anything about it. In the comics, he was just kind of like, people aren't that great. Life isn't that great. Let's just get rid of half of it. That would be cool. And like that was his entire motivation. It wasn't anything like kind of scientific behind it. And now people are already poking flaws in the movie in terms of Thanos isn't really a good guy, and I'm kind of hoping they go in that direction for Endgame. Like Thanos just actually kind of comes out of the closet and just admits that he just wanted to kill half of all things, and he really didn't expect for it to improve anything. I think that'd be good. Carol wants
Yep.
my password, but I'm not gonna give it. I should post it at the end of the chat. That'll be fun, and then you guys can do whatever you want with
Just
this.
have like the group control.
Yeah.
Just post it in the Discord.
I don't
Give
know
it
how
to
it
like.
will work. I won't post it right now just because actually I can't even remember the password anymore. I think it's 5 N's, but I can't remember how I spelled it.
You should have made like a Discord account. Like if you didn't use a false email, that way nobody could change the password because you'd have the email to be able to reset it anyway if somebody tried to. And you could have had just like a public use Discord. Apparently bab.la is a bad website. I don't know what that is.
What?
Dude, I don't know.
Bad.la.
BAB.la.
Let's go to the top.
According to Big Burpee.
Let's go to the top of all time on Reddit. Or not
Top
top
of
of
all
all.
time.
Not top of
Is
all
like,
time. Top of all time is like Obama or something like that. But I was saying like top of the hour because that's kind of those are pretty interesting because it's just the Guardians of the Galaxy. There he is. Yeah, Obama. Thanks, Obama.
you gotta hit like the. I think you gotta hit like the all feeds, yeah, because you were on home for a while, and I think home.
Yeah, it's different. Even though I have like a default account that doesn't have anything on it.
Well, it sorts you by location and stuff too.
Ooh, there's some news. Politics is the top of it thing right now, where Trump's wait, Trolls is asking about Thanos now, and now my attention is fully here. Have you seen why Thanos deserved to win by full fat videos? I have not, but I think Thanos is a good villain just because he is someone who taps into like this kind of like fear I think that we all have that like I don't know, it was kind of in the Matrix 2. I think like Agent Smith said something along the lines of like humanity is like a blight, like a swarm of locusts, and I think that's something we're all kind of like deep down kind of wondering if that's the case and everything like that. I think Thanos definitely tapped into that desire, and I think if you're any kind of like environmentalist, like you could be a fan of Thanos. But I'll check out that video.
But see, at the
Trolls.
same time, so many people have pointed out the fact that it's just like it's weird that he fixated on that aspect of it because his concern in the movie was like, oh, people are growing too fast. There's going to be too many resources. we got to get
Yeah.
rid of half the people, when instead he could have just increased the resources
Yeah.
and like not
Well,
like there are other ways to go about it.
there's actually a really good Guardians of the Galaxy comic. I think it's called like the Thanos Imperative or something like that. I can't. No. This one came after Thanos Imperative. Anyway, it's actually a really cool comic where they run into something called the Cancerverse, and it's this idea of
Okay.
yeah, and it's like it sounds like a meme at first, but the whole premise of the comic is this like galaxy, like this whole dimension opens up, and the whole premise behind the galaxy is they've killed death off. There's no one dying
Oh, I
anymore.
think I remember this one.
Yeah, and Thanos hates it, so he like actually teams up with the Guardians, I believe, to help them defeat this galaxy. And it's actually a really good story, just in terms of like you don't see too many people
Isn't that
address
the
that
one where he
topic.
kind of became like the saint of death in that universe?
Maybe.
Which one was that? Am I thinking of something else then?
Yeah, a universe without death. Andrew gets it, but it's like I don't know which one you were talking about in particular. I mean, I think that could be several stories. I've read this one in particular, and I think that is kind of what the
Well,
idea
I
of
thought it was like a universe without death or something like that, where he kind of showed up but was
yeah,
also able to kill people,
yeah.
and so they were like,
He
"Please do."
well, it was like the I mean it's like spoilers, but like the climax of the story is I'm trying to remember. I think somebody goes in to the dimension to fight people and they die, and then like that invites death into that, and then death just starts going fucking buck wild. But the whole reason I bring that up is because the idea of Thanos introducing uh, infinite resources would result in something similar to that, like infinite growth basically, but not necessarily any kind of meaningful growth. And like that's the thing, like the entire idea started back with the death of the first Captain Marvel. Actually, Captain Marvel was like one of the first major superheroes in the Marvel universe to die. Not Carol Danvers, but the like older. I think this Captain Marvel was actually in the most recent movie, but I think they're not the same character. But that and it was like an alternate timeline where that character didn't die, and instead nobody started dying, and then they just kind of took over the whole galaxy with the promise of like you won't have to die anymore, and then everyone was like yay, and then everyone became these grotesque hideous monsters because they're like we can just grow forever and everything will be great. And Marvel, yeah, Andrew, you're probably someone from Co too, aren't you? We'll see. But the it's a good story, and I've been nerding about it for too long. I apologize, everyone. I'm giving away myself. It's been story timed on Co a lot, and I think I do have a few people who found me on Co because I definitely show my stuff quite a bit over there.
It seems like we had a couple people say that.
Yeah, they're all. I try to only post my stuff in the How's Your Webcomic thread because it's full of other artists, and I feel bad about posting it elsewhere, my stuff elsewhere. But a lot of cool, creative people on that thread, and I always enjoy checking it out, even if I don't have anything to post myself. Can we talk about Reddit's memes? I think Reddit has bad memes. I think Reddit is the only group online that actually thinks that Reddit has good memes, and they all only think they have good memes because they just post memes that are about how they have better memes than everyone else. And I think that is probably the worst sign, the biggest sign that you are not, in fact, very good at making memes. That all your memes are about how good you are at making memes. Reddit, like, Mouse, have you seen this? Have you seen these? Because I'm about to dive in and show you.
I mean, I just saw it now.
Let's
I
go
don't.
in. Let's dive in. Let's jump in, as Philip DeFranco would say. That's not a bad one. It's the
What?
whole this right here is a Viva la Revolution, and there's a man in the pool, and it's some sort of I think what that is that's a glass pool, and it's showing a distortion of the water, so it makes his head look like
Oh,
it's not attached to his body anymore. So this is a big meme. Have you seen this one, Mouse? With the are you laughing? Did you find one?
you are. No, I'm just like you keep asking me if I've seen it, but I have no idea what you're looking
Oh
at.
yeah, because you're behind on the stream. Let me post this to our Discord, which is a shout out to our Discord. You guys should
Carol is
definitely.
unashamed of making bad memes. So there you go. There's
There's nothing.
feedback.
Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with bad memes. What I have a problem with are people who are like, my memes are the best memes, but in fact, they are not. That is the more frustrating aspect to Reddit's memes.
Gatekeeping memes.
Yeah, I'm gatekeeping memes. I don't give a shit. Let's go to gatekeeping.
What? No, I meant
No, I know that is a whole other
people
subreddit
are
though.
gatekeeping with their memes.
Oh, no, kind of, but it's like basically Reddit has this whole theory about how they create the best memes and that Instagram has the worst memes, and it's dumb, honestly, in my opinion, because as soon as you start trying to find the location of memes, then it's all meta. I think that's where memes kind of fall apart. Memes are made or die by their meta-ness. Like, they're definitely, you have to have some knowledge to appreciate this one that I'm looking at right now, but I don't know.
Which one are you looking at right
the
now?
the nobleman one.
Nobleman?
Yeah, but I just noticed I got a new letter. I'm gonna see if that person replied. Oh, Trolls, have I been to YouTube Haiku? Good quality memes. I agree. I think YouTube Haiku has some of the best memes. In fact, I post there.
I feel like you were active on. Yeah, you were active there for a bit.
Yeah, I actually post a lot on YouTube Haiku, and I could. I don't think I've made anything that big because YouTube Haiku tends to appreciate memes above all else, and my stuff is like somewhat memey, but not.
I don't know if it's related or not, but I was scrolling through our memes, and there was one that featured a billboard in Florida, and it says you can't hold hands with God when you're masturbating, and I had a good chuckle.
Ooh.
And then I looked over to the chat, and Big Burpee had useless personal story. When I was in kindergarten, a guy named Philip made me lick his hands.
Oh no! You had two images in your mind that collided aggressively.
Yes, it was a very, very ideal timing if he wasn't also looking at the board.
I think YouTube Haiku is probably one of my favorite subreddits because I come here very often.
YouTube Haiku is only good on Mondays?
That's all the memes are at.
Garfield meme come out?
What did you say to me? I said do a kickflip. Yo, chill, man. I used to skate.
Okay. I just clicked a random meme and I'm observing it currently. Oh,
Fucking pussy.
Okay. You know what though? I haven't seen this channel before. I appreciate people posting original content. It's brave. It's brave posting anything that's not a meme on our YouTube haikus, because that is so much of the board is just like, what is popular currently? I will do this instead. Like, I did like that video on arguing with people on Facebook. It's been a good time. About a week working on that video maybe. And then I think I posted a video about Will Smith as a genie, and that one blew up so much bigger than any of the other ones. And I spent like 2 minutes on the genie one, but people seem to like it more.
Top of the week. See if that has anything delicious there.
All right.
Requests trolls. He seems to know what's going on.
Oh yeah, that is right. That's what it was. Meme-less Mondays. Thank you. Wow. I'm gonna try and pronounce her name.
That would explain why
Te Amunara.
it's only good on Mondays.
I should start posting my stuff on Mondays. I'm a fool for even trying to compete with the memes.
Truly.
Oh, we got GameCube memes. GameCube started memes. Oh,
those are always a joy to me.
Yeah, this one's actually, some of them are a little too lazy, but the one I'm currently watching it's pretty high grade quality meme. That was excellent. I can see why that one was at the very top. I'm disgusted by Reddit without ad blocker, because I already see some ads even with ad blocker, but now it's even worse. It's upsetting. Watching some weeb trash right now.
That's what it sounds like. Like I'm unable to keep up with where you are on the board.
Oh my god.
Through your
That's too much. You can kind of hear what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, YouTube Haiku is probably one of my favorite subreddits. I'll say it. In fact, that I kind of am like not want to check it out now because I would just probably be completely absorbed by that and ignore what we're actually doing here, which is nothing. But so also an interesting thing about our memes is there is another painful place to go. There are two. There is dark and there is light, and dank memes is the darkness of our memes. They've just banned all memes on dank memes. That was one day. Memes are no longer allowed to be posted on our subreddit. Reasoning: this subreddit has a lot of rule-violating posts. We have looked over about 1,000 rule-breaking posts, and 99% of them were memes. Sure, there are some good memes, but we can't just take any risks. This greatly simplifies our moderation, as we no longer have to look deep into memes. We can instead just remove them on the spot. I have like an aggregate that like absorbs all the top memes, and that's how I get most of them. I don't actually ever visit this particular subreddit. I just noticed the marijuana leaves behind me right here. It's a very nice touch over here. But
that's how you know it's dank.
I guess that would be the requirement. You know, that is an important part of dankness, of dank culture. I guess I've just gotten so used to not the word being used out of context. I guess dank wasn't even. What is the definition of dank? It's like moist, right?
Deep fried memes are some weird shit.
How do you feel? Do you like deep fried memes?
Seen those go by. I don't think I've ever seen one that I related to or got any appreciation of.
I think they rely pretty heavily on the surprise aspect of like what even, how did this come to be? Oof. See, look, okay, this is an interesting thing. We have the nobleman Frenchman. I think this is a good way to differentiate the two subreddits we've been looking at. So currently we're on dank memes. We just left from regular memes. In regular memes, we had this same exact format used to make a joke about French noblemen. And now currently, it's just a little bit, we edged it up a little bit. We just increased the edginess factor by about twofold by making this about ISIS.
Another twist on it. I wonder, another one that keeps appearing in my for whatever reason is dank Christian memes, and it's
I love dank Christian memes. That is a great subreddit. As someone who okay, we're going right there right now.
I am not a particularly religious anything kind of person, but sometimes they get me.
Well, here's the thing that's so...
I don't know why.
Here's the thing that's so wonderful about that subreddit. It is one of the few places online where people with completely conflicting ideologies come together to share a laugh. Like, it is a powerfully... This subreddit to me is more wholesome than wholesome memes. Because you have both atheists and Christians coming together to laugh at Christians. It's something they can both do, and I think that's actually kind of great. Like, I don't know, the Ellen meme is like one of my new favorites. I think I was actually talking about this in the Discord earlier. Have you seen the Ellen meme?
I have not.
Okay, so it's just basically the format is Ellen DeGeneres is constantly surprising her guests with things they love and bringing them out on stage as like they're on stage. Like, they'll get them talking about something, and then they'll be like,
yeah,
I heard you like
the gist of it.
Yeah. Oh, what's right here?
This one post.
Yeah. The one I really enjoyed was, I think it's on the subreddit somewhere, or not the subreddit, but the Discord, was, it's like Ellen goes, so I heard you're a fan of the Fallout video game series, and like sirens start blaring in the distance, and everyone starts running for cover, and it's like, Ellen, you didn't. It's good stuff. Oh no, my period is late. Joseph, oh no, how late? Mary, I don't know, what's the date? Joseph, according to the calendar, it's 9 months BC. Mary, 9 months what now? That's stupid. It's good because like the entire thing is basically just memes based off of Christian lore or whatever you want to call it. There's no real canon, I guess is the proper term. But it's good. I think it's just good because the subreddit is it's powerful, and how quickly it dismantles like aggression, because like as soon as everyone's laughing at it, like that's the premise. We're laughing at this thing, and it's like jokes that even Christians like and everything like that. So then atheists can laugh at the Christians, and Christians are like, yeah, and then they're all just, if that's your common denominator, that you're like, ha ha ha, this is funny. It's crazy just how much chiller everyone is in the comments as a result. Like, I first came to this like place, and I think I assumed it was for Christians, and then I saw a few posts that were like, oh wait, never mind, this is like entirely atheist ran subreddit. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that it was like they coexist here. They live in peace, because I don't know if you know much
It's
about
like that whole like you got to be able to laugh at yourself thing. It's like everybody's way chiller when that's just what it is.
404 Tails. Go to, hold on, options, more tools,
Yeah.
extensions, ad
They had
blocker
some
details.
instructions for.
I'm worried I'm gonna like reveal something about myself by doing this though. Options, more tools, extensions. I don't even know where options are. No. Okay, yeah, that was about to reveal some information about myself. So let's not do that.
You fool.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody just had to. Yeah, but no. I'm sorry, I got distracted by potentially not having to look at ads anymore. But thank you. I still don't know how to pronounce your name. I will definitely be doing that before we start the next stream. I will add that to my list of things that I need to do before activating the stream, and hopefully I'll remember it. But yeah, I think, well, I don't know. I think everyone's kind of aware. Like, for a long time, Reddit had a major association with atheism. Like, I think I don't know when the Fedora meme actually started, but like, our atheism just became this, tentpole of the internet, where you had, like I talked about in the beginning of the stream, this like hug box mentality where you surround yourself with people who only agree with you. And the reason I try to avoid that mentality is, like, even if you have a correct opinion about things, and there's no such thing as a correct opinion, but even if you have like a better take for all of humanity, if you only surround yourself by people who agree with you, it's inevitable that you're going to end up looking like either a douchebag or just an idiot, or somebody who's just completely invalidating your own opinion in the process. Like, it's important to expose yourself to different ideas, and I think our atheism is a pretty good example of that, just because the people on there at a certain point just embarrassed themselves to the point where a lot of people who, even people who didn't like Christians, were still more embarrassed by our atheism, or more like upset at our atheism, like they found them just as obnoxious or something like that. But Amunra, hey, now I can pronounce it. Thank you. But
It's Amun-Ra.
Amun-Ra? Did I say it wrong again? Oh, it's
Egyptian.
The
Egyptian god.
That's
yeah.
right. I knew that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I think
Amun-Ra.
I think there's even a, like, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a atheist debate Christians or religious people subreddit. I'm just literally
I don't know how
googling
I
that
feel
exact
about
phrase.
Paladins. I played it for like 2 seconds and didn't care.
That's
but also, that's longer than I cared about Fortnite. So, Big Burpee over here bringing up high controversy.
Paladins is a pretty shitty game, but it's better than Fortnite. I don't care. Exactly the same. You're just bringing up all these things that I have no opinion on and don't really care about one way or the other. I think I spent money on Fortnite, like, as a joke. So that has Paladins is missing that on me.
I was there when that happened.
It's true. You did witness that.
Joke. There was no memeing there.
I thought it was funny. Other people might have felt otherwise. It's fair. I'm upset that 2019 Dick hasn't replied yet. What's your favorite kind of pie? Ooh, we got to sort by controversial here. Oh, PewDiePie is the most controversial kind of pie.
Ew.
You don't gotta apologize. Down there, I see you in the chat apologizing. Don't worry about it. I wonder how chat feels about PewDiePie. He is actually weirdly controversial now. It's kind of interesting. How do you feel about PewDiePie, Mouse? Do nothing him? Is he an Ariana Grande in your page?
I mean, he just keeps showing up for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't particularly care one way or another. You forced some of his videos on me one day.
Did I?
I was not fond of that. But we were talking
Yeah.
about TikTok or something like that, and
Oh,
you just
right,
had a
right,
bunch of
right.
his videos, and I was like, I don't want this, and then you just kept playing.
It was, yeah, because it was like a cringe compilation or something on TikTok, I think, and it was like you were like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever," and I don't want to see this ever. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not exactly a fan of PewDiePie, but I don't
He's
think he's a
fine, yeah.
monster. I definitely I didn't like PewDiePie back in the day. Yeah, it's interesting. I saw a lot of people talking about that. Like he at some point, I think, got kind of like tired of being seen as like this like children's entertainer, I guess, because his content did get a lot more risque and a lot more political, I want to say.
Yeah,
To
like my understanding of the PewDiePie arc is like he did game things maybe, and then there was a controversy something, and then now he's like way popular for some reason, and I don't know why.
he's always
Presumably
been,
because of memes.
well, he's been
But
popular. It's interesting because I think he's kind of grown with his audience. I think he started off as a like one of the original Let's Players, and a lot of people kind of despised him for that because I think he didn't intentionally game the system, but basically he started off in Sweden as a big. He was popular there. He was like just kind of got by on his own talent as an entertaining Let's Player. And then as his popularity grew, he went to the UK where he was like, oh, and now I'll be able to, grow my audience even more. And the way YouTube's algorithm, I think, worked at the time was they tend to localize your targeted videos. So he basically accumulated like all the audience that Sweden had to offer. And then when he moved to the UK, he accumulated all the audience that the like I don't know, like all of Europe basically had to offer. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm even more popular now. Let me move to America." And then at that point, he just kind of became a worldwide phenomenon. And I don't think even YouTube really understood why. So he's been the most popular guy for years, and he's recently been doing a thing with T Series because he's about to be surpassed by a company, not a YouTuber, but a whole company. And he's kind of galvanized the YouTube community to try and rise up and preserve his status. It's kind of genius, actually. I think he started it as kind of a joke, but then people actually took it to heart, and they've been enjoying trying to raise PewDiePie up and keep him as in the number one spot, mostly because of memes.
it's
But
like, yeah, I keep seeing the subscribe to PewDiePie like meme just all over the
yeah,
place.
it's
Like that's the most that I really know of him.
yeah,
I just keep
it's.
seeing that
I think
around,
even
and
he's expressed that he's tired of that meme at this point because like he's even made content. He made like videos apparently like be prepared to be surpassed as the number one YouTuber, and then he wasn't able to do it for months because everyone just started doing this meme, and the meme itself became kind of like an like an accidental advertising campaign. Accidental. Some people think he's like a super genius and he's elaborately constructed all of these things. And I think there might be a little bit of truth to that. I think he's definitely a very savvy person to, he utilizes YouTube very well. But I think that it's mostly, I don't know. I think it's a lot of luck on top of things. I don't know. But I don't hate him. I kind of have been endeared to him just because, yeah, he does kind of represent like a different time of YouTube. At the time, I hated what he represented because that was like around the time when animation started dying on YouTube and was replaced by way too many Let's Players. But that's kind of something I've made peace with at this point, and it's kind of it was just an inevitable thing where YouTube was trying to compete with, everyone else, like Netflix and other TV shows. So they were like, we'll take any content, just put it on the site, and we'll promote it. If you're uploading 10 minutes a day of whatever that will keep people's attention, then we're happy with it. So that's why PewDiePie originally became popular. But now he's kind of like grown to be more controversial because a couple things, like apparently old media has tried doing some takedown pieces on him. I've seen that being true for some cases, and in other cases, maybe it actually is, I don't know, kind of justified. It's crazy. He's got a bigger audience than a majority of news networks. Like, that is kind of crazy to think about. Like, he started doing like a parody news program, and that parody news program gets more views than a majority of news programs. So when he says that like the news makes hit pieces on him, like the first controversy you probably heard about was he.
I haven't actually heard of any controversy. Like, I don't know anything about them. I just know that they happened.
Yeah, like the first
I
one.
couldn't tell you what the thing was, but
The first one I think was like unjustified. It was basically, oh, look at this big popular YouTuber who does work with Disney. He's made jokes about Nazis and he's like done anti-Semitic jokes, not like intent, like not like for like the sake of haha.
we
I
need
hate.
to fire him for being a director.
Oh, God. Don't make me sad. But like that's kind of it in a nutshell. Like it was like some stuff taken out of context, but like even even when you add context back to it, you had a lot of people who were like, "No, you don't joke about this. This isn't okay." And that was like the first controversy. And you had a lot of YouTubers coming to his defense and saying like, "This is wrong. This is just old media trying to take down new media, etc., etc." And then he tried being better, and he realized like he could do better because he had some responsibility to maybe not do all this stuff. But then he slipped up and said the N-word in a stream. So that became a whole other thing. That was the other controversy. And now a lot of the people who were like the people who were like, he's a white supremacist secretly and he's orchestrated, because like that was kind of the message that the old media was kind of projecting, that like don't trust YouTube because they don't vet their people, and PewDiePie is probably a white supremacist when you think about it. And then like they posted like out of context screenshots of him like giving Sieg Heils or whatever like as a joke, and then it was like parents were like, no, my child has been watching him for years. Yeah, he's been brainwashed to be a white supremacist by YouTube. And everyone's like, haha, you're being ridiculous. And then he said the N-word on stream, and everyone was like, I told you. And it was like, I'm not going to defend him anymore. So he's, yeah, like even YouTube started distancing themselves from him not too long after that. So now he's a controversial figure because, yes, Burpee, nugget. That was the word. He said nugget, and there are a lot of people who were against,
Tendies.
Tendies. Yeah, tendies is my preferred word, but let's not get into it. We don't need to get like that heated with everything. So yeah, it's become, and even hit like the location in PUBG where he said the N-word has become a meme itself. Like that place is now like, oh, it's a historic site now. This is where this went down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but definitely an interesting little thing. It feels like we've been streaming a while, but the thing is, we just actually haven't been. We started the stream quickly, so we have been streaming for a while. And we have been talking for a while. Where usually the first 30 minutes of the stream is a lot of nothing. So
we've been up for about an hour.
Yeah. We're still so bad at streaming because I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about things. Is that bad? I'm enjoying my time with you guys. Whoa, we have 16 viewers. You're not? Okay, I'm glad. But who is more controversial, PewDiePie or Logan Brothers? Well,
from somebody who is not involved in the internet at all,
yeah,
just based strictly on the like garbage that I overhear that just kind of flows at me.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume Logan Brothers are a bigger problem than PewDiePie, but again, that's completely uneducated. Just from
I agree, I guess,
the standpoint of I don't know Dookie about any of these people.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The controversy with the Pauls was, well, it's actually a lot of things now that I think about it. Yeah, the Suicide Forest was definitely something that YouTube will never be able to live down.
That's the only one that I know about.
They're generally just, I mean, if and a lot of people get angry when I make this comparison, but I am a boomer. I'm even more of a boomer than FPS Diesel chat, so prepare yourselves. But back in the day,
what he means.
Back in the day, there was a person named Bam Margera who was very famous and very rich and very much a jackass, and in more than one way. He was a literal member of the Jackass team, but he was also a huge douche in my opinion.
He's also the biggest bitch on the fucking
team.
So
that was also, but I think that
I followed Bam for a bit.
You were talking about how there were other controversies, but you weren't aware of them. It was generally just Bam Margera stuff, but without producers looking over it. So it was less of a question of like, you couldn't really afford to be like, oh, he's just doing this as a bit. Because like I don't think Bam was doing any of the stuff he did on his show as like a bit where like I punched my dad, ha 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 ha, and but like
God, that dude was such a fag.
he was such a watch yourself. He was such a no, he was such an asshole. He was the world's biggest asshole, but his entire appeal was like, haha, look what a douche I am. And Logan Paul's built up a very similar kind of image for himself.
Was funny, though.
I mean, yeah,
in like the way that you just appreciate, I don't know, sometimes being an asshole is funny.
I am definitely a fan of the monster, to answer chat. That is where I get my power from, and I love those threads on 4chan. That's like my favorite shit. But it's memes, mouse. Yeah, okay. But my thing is, I think Logan Paul is just, you know, the Zoomer version of Bam Margera. I think he's literally just a guy who's living the life he wants to lead, and he has all of the money to do so. And it's just like his entire, like, the entire premise of his content is like, can you believe he's getting away with this? Like, that's all it is. But I think like the difference between him and Bam was like Bam had a lot of professionals backing him up, and that he could point to them and say, "Oh, it's all."
Could do really elaborate crap too, and so like that's
kind of what Logan Paul's content is like. Oh, let's buy 30 mattresses and stack them up outside my house. Like, I think one of the first times I heard of Logan Paul was his neighbors were calling the police because he was lowering the market retail. Like, you know how Bam was like out in the middle of somewhere, like he didn't have neighbors, but he was just doing all this crazy shit with like dirt bikes and everything. Logan Paul's doing all that shit, but he has people living all around him. And like the first time I was exposed to him was a local news report where they came to his house, and he was just generally acting like the world's biggest jackass on camera, and like making fun of like the reporter's shoes and stupid shit also, like that.
The thing about Bam that I think toned him down was like, when it came down to it, he was kind of a wiener. And so it was like he would back down about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was like that was the most therapeutic parts of his show.
I don't know anything about Jake Paul at all, but like
I don't know much about their relationship as brothers. They used
Logan,
to,
or
yeah,
it is one of those YouTube people we're talking about. But like I feel like the things with Bam were like stupid, but they never really got serious. Because like he wasn't very clever, and like he would kind of back down.
He would get called out a lot, which was nice. Because like you had people who would come in and balance him out and say, like, "Oh, you're the world's biggest jackass."
I can see if like you wanted to take that like Bam jackass style content, but had like nobody checking you, like how it could get out of control.
Too young, that feeling too young for Bam and too old for Logan. Yeah, I think there is
missing anything with Bam.
Yeah, well, it's nothing like, you know, you probably aware of like, Jackass. Like it's basically that, but
was clever. It was like the stuff that I appreciated the most was like when he built like a half pipe in his parents' living room for an afternoon. It was like just such weird over the top stuff because he had
I will say that like Bam had more legitimacy, I guess, like if you could call it that. He like had a team of people helping him and assisting him and doing all this stuff.
He was on like he was on the TV network, so it was like he was on MTV when that was a thing, and then so he had to go through channels that way too to have people like checking and making sure that he doesn't just get too heinous, you know.
He was like I'm trying to think like
like he didn't have the freedom of like what a solo person on YouTube would be, but he was kind of that like it's just a prank, man.
It's not just that, like but Logan Paul goes beyond even that, like Bam's jackassery, because like Logan Paul is like knows what he's doing. Like he's the producer and Bam rolled into one. Like he's like, oh, people are gonna love this or people are gonna hate this, and I know, and like it almost feels more skeezy as a result. But I do think like the same crowd that loves Bam or loved Bam back in the day would love Logan now. I might be wrong about that, but it's definitely I don't know how to put it. Somebody pointed out that like you have to be a certain age to really enjoy Logan, and I think that's true too. Like I think like it's kind of like you have to be young enough to know, like have a desire for like that kind of freedom, and then like also young enough to where you don't actually recognize just how much of a douche this guy is. Like
Yeah,
how
that's true.
painful it would be to be spending time with this human being.
To be around him, yeah.
Yeah, like nobody I don't think wanted to be around Bam. Like you could see how he treated his friends and everything like that,
Well,
and
see,
it was painful.
that was funny to me because like I never really, I don't know, I look back on that stuff kind of with a nostalgia now, but like I didn't watch it a whole ton when it was out, and like I would see it, but it was just like how Bam acted on his own show versus when he was with the Jackass crew
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like so different because he was like in
it's kind of a bitch.
in Bam. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He was like that kid that we all knew in school that would be like the tough guy, but then when like actual problems came around, he
Yeah,
would
that was,
wean her out.
and that
Like
was the
that's
most
exactly who
satisfying
he was.
thing about him. And like, and the thing is like now you look at him and it's almost like a disgraced uh rock star almost, like, and like really sad what happened to his friend Ryan Dunn, where it was like basically like the kind of thing that you kind of always suspected might happen with these guys happened in like the most mundane and kind of depressing way, where he lost one of his closest friends in a drunk driving accident. And out of all
Is
the
that what
stuff they
happened?
did, I think it was just the drunk driving accident. I can't
I
recall
thought it was,
specifically, but
yeah, but I remember hearing about it and people being way more mad at Ryan Dunn because like it was like Ryan was smashed and speeding and like also killed a girl who was riding with him or something like that.
yeah.
Like it wasn't, calling it a drunk driving accident is like kind of,
I mean, like, I didn't mean in the sense of like it was like mundane in the sense that it wasn't tragic. I meant it in the sense of like considering all the
no,
shit those guys did.
not saying that it wasn't tragic, but like I don't know. I feel I have very little sympathy to people who
Act that way.
get trashed and then get behind the wheel. Like
Yeah.
that's not a thing that registers with me. So like by calling it a drunk driving accident, it sounds like it takes the blame away from him.
Okay, so the word
It's
accident
like
was what
to
you had a
me,
problem with. I mean, I get
yeah,
that.
or yeah,
I
just
wasn't
kind of
trying
like
to say that like it was
he
an
fucking
incidental.
DUI'd himself to
He
death
was the
is
guy.
the
Yeah,
problem.
I'm sorry if that came across when I was saying, but like, no, uh, it's
It
not
more
something
than
anyone is
twice
missing
the
out at.
state's maximum legal limit,
I guess
going
the reason I
between
brought it up.
130 and
Oof,
140 miles an hour. Anyway,
oof.
yeah,
This is
I just
bummer.
wanted to make sure I had my facts right before I
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
you're good. You're
yeah,
good. It was definitely not
yeah.
something that it's something that people kind of mourned and grieved over. But yeah, no, it was. I don't think I. It's like a kind of like a sad ending, a kind of a sad stamp on the whole jackass kind of thing, I guess. But I think Logan Paul. I guess I'm kind of the reason I brought all that up is I think Logan Paul is heading down a similar path where uh, he's not going to understand why people don't enjoy him at a certain point, to the point where he either harms himself or harms someone else in the process of just general jackassery. Or maybe I kind of just hope that's how it turns out, just because I want to see him, stop doing what he's doing. But I don't know. It's what people want, and I can't really. As an artist, it's hard for me to say like this is immoral. What he's doing, the things he's creating, and the things he's doing is immoral because I don't really believe in drawing a line in that kind of stuff. Like I don't think it's very. I don't know. I think if we start some point, it's just gonna start spreading as to like what is or isn't okay. But I can say that I don't like it and I consider it immoral, like the kind of stuff. It's literally like should we go watch some videos of his, or just put his stupid face in the
No.
background? I'm just gonna put his stupid face in the background so we can.
I haven't seen any of his videos, and that's a record I would like to
Oh,
maintain.
okay. Well, look away. Look away. And I don't know what the difference is between the two of them. I think Logan Paul is the more controversial one, but Jake Paul isn't super popular, I'm pretty sure. Oh, one of the things I hate him a lot for is just that he his rapping is, that was also something else I was first exposed to him, was just his music is just very upsetting and how terrible it is. And I have trouble getting through.
That.
Yeah. I don't want to click on any of these. I was gonna put him in the background, but like even just giving him views makes me feel gross.
Gain notoriety by making stupid videos is not a great musician.
No, but that's the sad part.
Right now,
he actually, now that I think about it, like I can put on his Vines because I think that's how he got popular. I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, Vine was a thing.
12 minutes of Logan Paul's Vines. I'll put those on. This is from the before
Seems
time.
Like 12 too many minutes.
This is. See, this was a lot of Vine celebrity. Okay, I gotta turn on the volume because this is driving me insane. This is something that a lot of Vine people were popular for, I believe, because it was like they had Vine comedians, quote unquote, where they. Oh, now I'm gonna get demonetized because there's music in this shit. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute everything because I don't care anymore. Because okay, are you noticing?
You could get flagged just for having the video in the background.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not making any money off of this stuff anyway. So, but anyway, the thing I want to point out about all these videos, you'll notice, and it's a very important part about being a comedian on Vine or now TikTok, is the most important part about being funny is being incredibly, fit and attractive and taking your shirt off and clothes off a lot. That's the most important part about being funny, like being a very beautiful person.
That's the most important part about being a good cosplayer too.
Yeah, well, no, I think some people definitely. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I mean, like, okay, popularity maybe, but not in terms of quality. Look, this is just pornography. Like, that's not even. This is indecent. I hope nobody's watching this at work. Big Burpee is going off in chat right now, and it's very fascinating. I'm sorry, I got distracted by that.
Yeah, he's been kind of dropping facts just throughout the.
I almost wonder. They're reminding me of someone in my Discord that does similar things, but I honestly don't know. We got a lot of new names in here today. We got 18 viewers. I think that's the most we've ever had. That's pretty great. You guys having a good time? I hope so. I'm not, because I'm watching this, but I did this to myself, so I can't really blame myself.
And you're doing it to the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and fix that. My apologies. I just wanted to have something in the background because I felt guilty about not doing anything with this whole little setup I've created here. This is just so bad. It's so bad. And this is what spawned a phenomenon. It's just like he literally was a comedian at one point, and then he switched to a rap career, and then somebody was boxing. Somebody boxed somebody. Oh, you didn't hear about that? Okay. I'm just gonna look up Paul boxing and see who that was. One of the Paul brothers went boxing. Went and boxed another person.
Like an actual boxer, or
yeah, KSI. That's who it was. Here, this will make us feel better. They were very smart about it because it attracted everyone who knew Logan Paul, because guess what? Even if you don't like Logan Paul, you'd enjoy seeing him get punched, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
The problem is that the whole thing.
On one hand, it might be satisfying. On the other hand, it's giving him some kind of attention.
Exactly. So this is actually the first time I've watched this. Oh my god, so many ads. But it's just. This was a really smart business move on his part. I gotta give him credit on this one because literally people had to pay to watch this. That's on the screen right now, and
KSI
it was
is another YouTuber.
Yeah, I think he's a British YouTuber. I might be wrong about that. But there was like so much. Oh yeah? Yeah. Okay, so but the thing is, this was pay-per-view. And I think it made like almost as much money.
Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, but he made a ton of money off of it. It drew in a huge audience, and now like he's already looking for another person to fight with. Like he's trying to find I think the thing that everyone was kind of disappointed with this one was it ended in a draw, and like neither of them ended up knocking the other one out because well, neither of them are boxers. But Paul's been talking.
Yeah, this is
Paul's been talking. He wants to do another fight with potential. He wants to do MMA fights, and MMA is like, no, we will not have your blood on our hands. Like that's like a murder. Like that's just like a public execution at that point. And he's still trying to push for it. And he's had a few people. Yeah, but you'd still have to pay for it. Would you pay money for that? Because that would go into his pocket. That's the thing.
I don't know. I would have to know certain things about it ahead of time. Like,
oh, he's a
was
FIFA player. Okay.
No holds barred. Somebody just beat the living shit out of him. Absolutely, it would be worth it to watch that happen because he would not walk away the same person that he went in that ring as.
I think that's what we all want to see. I wonder if he'd actually be willing to do that because he's been talking a hot game. But I think he might have been some kind of athlete at some point.
You might be confused, Kairu, but this is not actually sports. This is sports as done by stupid.
Yeah, we were talking about Logan Paul, and then I was like, I just realized that I had never even seen this whole fight they did. And this is definitely not sports. This is just like a.
This is not sports.
All right, we'll switch out of this.
An exhibition at best.
We can stop talking about Logan Paul. I feel bad about giving him attention.
Is a big thing in MMA, like in boxing kind of stuff, just because there are a lot of guys who try to pick fights and blow it way out of hand, just because they know even if they lose, they still make shit tons of money off the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So like that was a big going on for a while.
I got a new message on Reddit.
Oh,
never mind.
Get that.
I lied.
People just trying to get that pay-per-view dollar.
Yeah, it's all kind of. I mean, like that was the crazy thing about like we live in the internet age where we just kind of expect things to be put online for free for us, and to have the audacity to not only just like ask people to come in and watch him get like beat up or whatever, but he like even with ad money, he would have made a crazy amount of money, but no, he charged for it pay-per-view. He's not even a professional. I think he ended up making so much money that like there was like a lot of talk about like actual professional boxing leagues and MMA kind of being upset by it because a lot of people are thinking that it's going to spark this whole new era of like celebrity boxing where people who have no experience whatsoever step into the ring.
Wasn't that already a thing?
Yeah, but with smaller celebrities that people didn't really care too much about. I think there was like Yui Bowl or somebody like that, like challenged a critic. I think.
I remember Screech was on there once from Saved by the Bell or whatever that show was. I just vaguely remember that.
Kyrie talking about the Sega channel really paved the way for pay-per-view. Sega sponsored a lot of higher quality cable lines put down. I think wasn't Sega like one of the first people to actually like the Dreamcast or something, like one of the first people to what was it? Like they actually had like the first online console, I believe.
Yeah, they had Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think the PS2 also had online, but
yeah, I remember that. I played Star Wars Battlefront on that.
Yeah, I think Dreamcast came out slightly ahead of time. So it was technically, I think the Dreamcast was out before the PS4 or the PS2. But...
It might not have had online capability.
Which one?
The Dreamcast.
It had.
Or I'm sorry, the PlayStation.
Sure the first Phantasy Star.
I think if I remember, the PlayStation didn't have a lot of games that had online, but it did have online capabilities from the start.
I don't think PSX did.
No. I'm talking about PlayStation 2.
Yeah, PlayStation 2 did have online.
No, I know it did.
Just didn't use it.
We're just going back in circles. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there weren't that many games that actually utilized it. Ooh, what was the tipping point of your last relationship? Things have been going downhill for a long time, and we ended up in marriage counseling, which was actually what did us in. Wow. Sitting in a room with her, refusing to listen to me and her own counselor about things going on in our relationship really clued me into the fact that things weren't going to get better. Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. That's nuts. Ooh. I mean, like, I guess that's good though. Ultimately, like, it's better to move in a direction than to just like stay in the same
Well,
place.
it's definitely better to have like a clear answer.
Idea of, okay, this is not working out.
So
Let's
this
stop
is
this.
steadfast refusal and
Why?
non-cooperativeness.
Why? Yeah, that just sounds like a
How did we
nightmare.
get to this though? Like I
Just
missed
literally clicked
the,
around. There was no transition.
oh.
I was literally just while you were talking,
Okay.
clicking in the background, trying to find other things for us to talk about that were not, had nothing to do with Logan Paul. And now we're talking about marriages for some reason. Why do people go to counseling if they aren't going to listen? That was my thought. Like,
I
why?
feel like it's supposed to open the door to conversation and like help guide that. But then just the fact that she wasn't listening was kind of like, oh, you're never going to listen.
Oh.
So
When this is the tipping point for the last relationship. When my now ex-wife was arrested for having sexual relationship with one of her female students.
Am I the Asshole is an interesting subreddit, Glenn. I think we tackled that one.
Should we go back to it though?
We talked about that one.
Yeah, we talked about it, but I don't think we went to it though.
Well, there was the one post that I had found that I was talking about because I was asserting that "Am I the Asshole" is not really a constructive board. It's just people who want to be told that they're right.
That's what it was.
And, like, if somebody shows up, and there was one lady that was like talking about basically just denying her kids the opportunity to go to her ex-husband's, I think
like Disneyland or something,
reunion at Disney
or something
like that. And like she was just being petty and shitty about it, and like everybody was like, "Hey, you're just being petty and shitty," and then she deleted the post in her account. It's like people don't really want to. I was looking at one earlier today too.
Big Burpee just mentioned. Big Burpee just mentioned Dogfree. We'll talk about that in a second. Big Burpee. That's another good one. Oh, it's good. Oh my god. Okay, we'll talk about it in a second though. Okay, well you can. Okay, we gotta do it then. All right, hold on. Sorry, I like Am I the Asshole, but we did talk about it before. Go check out our incel stream because we were talking about the idea of helping people online, and if there's even a way to reach people online in any kind of meaningful capacity, and we were talking about the subreddit for a while because of that. But yeah, we're definitely gonna go check out Dogfree because this place is wow.
What is it? I don't know.
So the idea behind our Dogfree is it's a community for people who hate dogs. And on the surface, you think that doesn't sound too crazy. Of course, there are people out there who don't like dogs. But here's the thing. Dogfree is a variation on another subreddit called Childfree, where it's basically just a lot of people who get together who don't have children, and they talk about how they don't have children. Again, sounds somewhat, like mundane, nothing too bad going on. But the thing is so often in both this subreddit and Childfree, they just become like the most, like, oh my god, like it lowers your faith in humanity because they're just people who are like, generally a lot of it is just making fun of people who like and have dogs. That's what a lot of the content, at least last time I came here, that's what a lot of content came down to. I was
interested to know like what direction the general content was, because like I can understand not liking dogs. Like when I was in graduate school, there was actually a big issue with that. Because,
but like, there's you can not like dogs, that's fine. But these people have made a community out of not only disliking dogs, but disliking people who like dogs, and that's kind of
invariably turned into that like sounding board, and everything is just getting worse.
Yes. If we go back to, again, we're bringing it all back around. This stream has structure. It's a hug box of people who hate dogs, and that's where the problem comes into.
Becoming more toxic as it swirls around itself.
Yeah, where you have like threads of people breaking down into like, oh, I wish we could just put all the dogs down in the world and everything would be much, much better. And it's like, really? That's what you feel? And it's just like, and I think that's generally my only exposure to this place. Or our Childfree.
Yeah, I agree, Kairu. I think that's kind of. She says, "I guarantee that it started as a parody, then became more legitimate, then became intentional." And I was like, "Yeah, that seems like how."
That's an old made up 4chan adage I think people have seen like accredited Thomas Jefferson and shit. It's like those who who enjoy acting like idiots will soon find themselves in the company of genuine idiots or something like that. Like it just generally brings
Yeah.
in people who like I can see it as a parody board.
Like
I would
you
totally
try
believe
to do
that.
it ironically, but then there are people who are like, "Yes, I agree with that," and
Yeah.
then they join the party, and then you're like, "Wait, no, hang on."
So about the case where the husky bit off a 4-year-old's arm, my friend and I got into a conversation about that, and I tried to get her to see how insane she was by trying to blame a little kid for having his entire arm bitten off. When you put it that way, I don't.
But it's like
That's not exactly what I don't think the point they were trying to make.
Knowing nothing about that
Yeah.
situation, I'm sure the conversation was something like, it probably also wasn't the child's fault, but also that's not a reason to hate all dogs.
Yeah.
But like that was the problem with
I can't fault this because I see a lot of I only get exposed, like I said, to the outstanding cases of jackassery and
I just throw around pronouns. Sorry about that if I have offended anybody.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a
I don't know
genderless name.
anybody's gender, and so I just kind of.
Kyrie, if I'm being honest, I don't know what your gender is either. I'm not sure what the what that is.
Whatever pronoun falls into my head.
Kyrie's been around for a while though. I think they found me on Co as well. It's good to see you here. It's not like that. I just think the ones actually mauling children should be put down instead of getting saved by some kind of fund me. I think in these cases we're tempted to go and make these like huge generalizations, like any dog that hurts a person in any scenario should be put down, because that's how law works. We kind of have to start there and then progress into specific cases. I don't think we need to have that discussion.
Harambe something.
Yeah, Harambe and like what was it? The Jaguar existed. The Jaguar. The Jaguar exhibit. That's another good case. And the zoo was like adamant about that, which I liked. Everyone was worried they're gonna put the God, I can't even say that as like a joke now. Jaguar down, and they were like, we're not gonna put the Jaguar down. This lady was an idiot. And fortunately, the lady herself was like, I was an idiot. Don't put the Jaguar down. I like Jaguars. That's why I risked my life trying to take a picture with one. So that was a nice case. I don't know. I think because I think it's interesting because you see all these talks about like pit bulls or whatever, and genuinely what all those debates come down to is just nature versus nurture. And at that point, it's like that's not something you're gonna solve in this comment section. Like at what you really should be looking for in these conversations is expanding your mind. Like I feel a little bad because I was really excited about coming to the subreddit, but I've only seen it in the worst cases, and I've been like, wow, these people were terrible, or like, wow, humanity is terrible in a way. I learned a new thing about the world today, and I'm sad about it, and I was just kind of excited to share that with you guys, I guess. Sorry. But at the same time, like now I'm looking at this, and it's like maybe this is a chance for me to understand why people don't like dogs. Like clearly there are going to be a lot of people in the subreddit who...
I'm seeing a lot of stuff here I don't want to see.
What?
I scrolled down to like one of the posts is several dog owners have sex with their dog. And like just...
Let's go.
Like,
let's just head out of here. All right, let's go. We're leaving this place.
That was the thing.
I
mean, I guess
we're learning.
Somewhere in my head, I had to know that
let's go Childfree.
Exists, people will probably try to have sex with it at some point.
That's just the rule.
It's
oh my God! Wait. This is insane.
No,
there's crossover. So the very top post of Childfree right now is, it's not a dog park. It's a dog park, not a kid park. Go away. So you have crossover because this is a person who loves dogs but hates kids. So this is great. This wasn't on purpose. They're just having this crossover now.
You should right now go over there and say
and cross-post it.
A dog park. No, just post the opposite. It's a kid park, not a dog park.
Well, let's go see what this. Let's go investigate this thread a little bit more closely because now I want to see. It's pretty popular. 111 comments. We own an 80-pound hound, mostly bloodhound. We took him to the local dog park yesterday. It was weirdly beautiful weather. A lot of other people did the same. The dog park we go to has 3 large divisions. Over 30-pound dogs, dogs 30 pounds and under, and basically free for all. They were working on the fence, blah, blah, blah. Wow, this is a lot of unnecessary stories. Oh, German Shepherds, Basset Hounds, Golden Retrievers, Pits, mixes a wonderful collection of dogs. It was beautiful. Guess what?
Or a nightmare.
Hey, we got some new lingo that I wasn't familiar with. Are you ready? A
ready.
mombi, which I'm guessing is a mom zombie combination. A mombi decided her dog needed to come out. Great, that's good dog parenting. So they're
wait before we go into it.
Yeah.
I want to make a guess as to what a mombi is going to be.
I think it's pretty clear. I think it's in the word.
I feel like, just as a person, if I were to visually identify a mombi, it would be like the mom who brings her kids in places, or kids and dogs.
It's a mom. They're just making fun of moms. You're overcomplicating it.
Not participatory in anything.
I'm
just saying it's somebody who doesn't supervise whatever it is that they're in charge of.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's a pretty good. I
know. I was trying to get there.
I'm sorry. I was just like, that's probably the origins for it. But let's go to Urban Dictionary to clarify. We are going to type in mombi and see what comes up. Mombi, a woman who has a child and becomes a different person than she was before, often a former feminist. Her conversations, so this isn't, I don't think, the definition this person's using, because this sounds like a stranger they were talking about. Her conversations all revolve around toilet training, feeding schedules, the occasional housework. So called because there's a certain glazed look in the eye, and she appears to have been brainwashed. Dana used to be pretty cool, and this is the example, and loved talking about politics. Wow, it sounds like a cool person. Since she had a baby, though, she's a total mombi. I asked what she thought of Obama, and she looked at me blankly and asked if that was a type of stroller. Hashtag mother, hashtag zombie, hashtag feminist, hashtag mombi, hashtag mombi. And see, this is another one.
Okay.
Mother who suffers from lack of sleep and acts in zombie mode, sleep deprived. Mom plus zombie. She's a super mom who also happens to be a zombie due to busy schedule. See, it seems like there's two different perspectives here. You have the moms describing themselves as zombies who are working too hard, and then you have, and this is the most popular one, the one I read with the hashtag feminist is the popular definition though. So let's go ahead. She brought a kid, and where was I? Completely lost my place. She brought a child. I would estimate was 1.5 to 2 years old. Okay. I get it. You have a kid and a dog, and you can't just leave the kid at home. Logic would dictate the safest place for her would be on one of the picnic tables, so the dogs don't run into her. Ha ha ha. Fuck that. She was having this girl throw tennis balls for these dogs, a good portion of which were taller than her. Okay, this is actually, kind of bad parenting. I don't think this is anti-child rhetoric. I think this is just bad parenting.
I think this just is like a terrible mom. Cause,
now the dogs are really chill and nothing happened in the time we were there. Oh wait, well, hold on. Why is this in Childfree? This doesn't even seem like an issue though.
It's a pretty pointless situation.
Why is this so upvoted? This is a bad. I'm disappointed now because I thought this would be better.
It comes down to the last two like sentence graphs there. Where
Bitch, my concern isn't of your kid. My concern is for the dog that knocks her over, steps on her.
Right above that, where it was just like he tried to warn her about, hey, look out for the dogs, and then she was just shitty in response, and so.
Yeah, I guess if you were someone who really didn't like, or if you really like dogs, you'd be scared of kids because kids are the death
Mario
bringers.
Kart guy.
Hey, I am seeming late. You're fine, man. You missed the audio check. We got by without you though.
Also, Sphinx cats are a nightmare. I don't know why anybody would want that. My friend had one, and like he trained it to use the actual toilet, and like
I'm getting messages.
I can't even imagine that life where you just have like a skinless monster running around your house, and then you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and it's taken by what appears to be a furless gremlin.
Oh my god!
I can't handle that.
So Trolls just messaged me. Trolls has a direct line to my Reddit now, so they're abusing it, and they just asked about unpopular opinions, so we can talk about that now because my opinion about this subreddit is that it is the quintessential Reddit subreddit because it's just an
It's like
oxymoron.
DAE, but yeah, it's unpopular opinion, but everybody agrees.
It's a popular opinion because everyone has to agree on it. The only true unpopular opinions are the ones. Are you guys ready? In the controversial section. Let's go.
Say, he's going to be controversial any second now.
We're diving in. White males face the most discrimination, and we're going back. Wait, hold on. No, wait. There's an even better take down below that one. Pee is stored in the balls. Every time I pee, this is a meme. No, sorry. I have to remember which things are memes and which things are not. You're not aware of. So this was a hot meme for a while. That I honestly am wondering if the reason this is downvoted is because this meme is so old at this point, and people are probably just so sick and tired of it that they weren't even willing to put up with this person. But the Reddit paradox. That's exactly what this entire subreddit is. Is that everyone who ever, anytime I see anyone complaining about how, oh, nobody feels the way I do, and then it's just upvoted, I feel like there's a necessary edit where they go, I was wrong. Everyone feels the same way I do. Good to know I'm not alone. Instead, everyone just kind of jerks off together about how unloved and unpopular they are, and it's just distressing. But Mouse, how do you feel about pee being stored in the balls? This is a hot take, and I think this is where we should take the stream. I think this is a good issue for us to cover now.
Wait, what?
Is pee stored in the balls?
Just ask me a question that was like blatantly false. And
is pee stored in the balls? Answer the question.
Now I'm just going to not answer the question.
Every time I pee, my balls move and flex. So clearly this indicates that pee is stored in the balls. I assume semen is actually stored in the bones. Oh my god. Bones and nut are both white, so it's pretty logical. Oh, controversial Reddit. That's what I click the controversial button for. That's what I come here for. Let's go back to hot now. It's safer there. The phrase drugs and alcohol is harmful as it promotes the idea that alcohol is not a drug. I mean, like, drugs is such a ubiquitous term. Did you hear what I said?
I didn't even hear that. I was recovering from the last.
What we just witnessed, yeah. Okay, so let's ease back into actual political discussion. Something that's a real world issue because that was a lot for everyone to take. Here we go. The phrase "drugs and alcohol" is harmful as it promotes the idea that alcohol is not a drug. I don't know. I'm not somebody who thinks that words can be extremely. I don't know. I don't think anyone differentiates the two. And also, drugs is such a ubiquitous term at this point that I don't think that it's... I don't know. If you started calling alcohol a drug, it doesn't really change anything. At least to me, personally. I've always considered alcohol a drug. Are there people who don't think of it as a drug? Chat?
I guess I never seriously considered it as a drug.
I mean, anything that alters your body chemistry, mood-wise, I think, or whatever, could be considered a drug. Isn't that how drug is defined?
I don't know, because if you're using that definition, it's just like all kinds of stuff, like sugar,
like food. Yeah, caffeine. Right. That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't make any. Then everything is drug. But
sunlight is drug. High on drugs.
Yeah.
By walking in the sun.
I don't know. That's kind of like a weird. Like I feel like what they're trying to imply with that statement is not correct, but at the same time, I also don't consider alcohol a drug.
Let's go navigate it. Let's go navigate this issue. The current preferred phrase is alcohol and other drugs. Hey, that solves the problem nicely. Now we don't even have to have this conversation. This guy, 12 steps. Oh, Mario Kart guy. Addiction is addiction. That's exactly right. That's how I feel. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can abuse anything. Like, I don't think
right, and that's kind of the thinking I was coming from. Was like I never really considered it a drug, but at the same time, like I understand that addiction is addiction. It's just too much of anything is a bad thing.
Yep.
But
you don't need to have anybody tell you.
The way that they phrased it in their question just made it seem like it. I don't know. The way that he phrased it kind of made it strange.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Like they were trying to say that alcohol was okay by not listing it in with the drugs, but
Oh,
like
I think
that's
they were saying the
obviously not
opposite.
what anybody's goal was.
I think they were saying that that alcohol is just as dangerous as drugs, and that they shouldn't be. I mean, like I hear that argument, what they
No,
posted
that's
there.
what I mean. That's what I mean. Is like they are under the opinion that it is equally as problematic as drugs, but phrasing it that way makes alcohol seem like it's not a drug and therefore not a problem. And I don't believe that that's the case. I believe people know that it is just as much of a problem. Anyway, I feel like we're getting into a semantics battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Important.
And I think that's so much like online debate just comes down to not even like actual discussion, just like, well, I say it's potato. Like that's pretty much what a lot of internet conversations I think boil down to. But that's why I like the controversial section, because I feel like that goes a little bit more towards like actual problems that are kind of hard to solve. Let's go to the top of the year. Abortion. There it is. The issue that will probably never be solved. I think I've read somewhere that like back in the
sorting these. So
I'll post in the Discord if anybody wants to follow along. Join the Discord. Bam. Uncontroversial, unpopular, or top of the past year controversial post on our unpopular opinion.
Top of past year, because like I don't use
the new what's up?
Format ever. Like it's I don't know what things.
Rare and expensive cars.
What's showing up on yours is not what's showing up.
Oh, this looks like a good one. Let's dive in. We're gonna go to rare and expensive cars should be allowed to park like assholes. What? Even, I think they're saying if you have a rare and expensive car, you should be able to park like a douchebag. I want to read this very carefully to make sure they're saying what I think they're saying. Here we go.
Okay, so the quick edit of it makes it more reasonable.
What? Okay, why's that? I haven't read it yet. I was checking that chat.
Well, it just says, I'm not demanding 2 prime parking spots. I'd be parking out in the furthest corner. Like, that seems okay to me because there are obviously certain, weird parking situations. Like, I knew somebody who owned a school bus. That was their car. You know what I mean? And, like, you had to take up however many spots. It was just way out in the, park politely out in the boonies where nobody's, like, parking. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody towing a trailer, whatever. If you have a nice car and you want to protect your car and you park far enough away that it's not like, fucking anybody's stuff up, or like the parking lot is not that popular, it's like, who cares? Like, I'm not mad at the guy who takes 2 spots at the end of the row where nobody's parking. That's usually not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the guy who's up front and takes like 6 spots and is like, just being a jack off about it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was posting the Discord link in the chat, so I missed most of that. But are we okay in knowing that this person? So we can see why this. It sounds like from what I heard that this is controversial because of the title, but the actual interior of the post is not as controversial.
Yeah, because the title makes it seem like, oh, because I have money, I should be able to park. But like when you look at it, it's like, you just want to park far away to protect your car.
Mario Kart is recommending a post. We're going to scroll and scroll.
Check out
add.
9. Hang on, just 1 second. I'm going to step out.
Yeah, you're good.
A second.
Here we go. The act of having sex is signing up for the possibility of having a child. That's an interesting hot take. I mean, they're not wrong. I think you have to consider having a kid. I'm not sure why that's a controversial opinion. Yeah, how is that controversial? It's common sense, but I guess I don't know. Let's hold on. I'm gonna dive deeper into the comments because I don't know what the opposing argument would be here. Or let's read the description first, real fast, just so we're not unclear. No birth control is 100%, and unless you are raped when one chooses to have sex, they should fully understand the risk of having a child. Therefore, abortion... there we go. We found it. Therefore, abortion is not the right to choose, as the people involved in the sex already made that choice. Aborting a child... This was a stealth abortion post. That's clever. That's clever. They framed an argument that is anti-abortion or anti-choice here, and this is a pretty typical tactic for people who are against abortions. They don't like phrasing it as pro-choice because that kind of like it frames the entire argument in a different way. But this was clever. This was devious, in fact.
What did I miss?
This is so the post that Mario Kart pointed us to is this is fascinating. So the title of it is "The Act of Having Sex is Signing Up for the Possibility of Having a Child," and we were about to dive into the comments to figure out why that was could possibly be a hot take, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense why anyone would be like, "Oh yeah, having sex means I'll never have a child." But what it actually was, the reason it's controversial was it was a stealth abortion post. And the argument they were talking about was if you were having sex, you can't say you weren't planning on having a child. That's part of the process. So that was actually really slick on their part, because they basically just framed an abortion discussion in an entirely different way, and I think a lot of people just were like outright like not having it. They couldn't go halfway through the paragraph without turning it into that, though. Okay, getting into eugenics right below that one. Homosexuality is a disease. The world is too PC. Sometimes in the next 100 years, people will look at the term toxic masculinity. Woof. All right, abort. We're aborting the controversial section. The further down we go, the less I like it. Not that I liked any of it. I just like the discussions. Okay, we're going to the top. Let's go see what the most unpopular opinion of all time is. Amy Schumer is a This isn't even controversial. Amy Schumer is a self-confessed rapist and thus deserves to be in jail. I've heard about this. Have you heard anything about that?
You know that I haven't.
Okay. I'm kind of basically in a
by the general attitudes of the 90s, because yes, maybe.
What?
I'm just responding to some of the chat stuff.
Am I the only one who remembers the general attitudes of the 90s? I mean, I suppose I remember the 90s, and in that sense, I would recall the general attitudes.
Referring to specifically.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about Amy Schumer. Basically, in her autobiography,
I've never much cared for her, like,
no,
as
but
a
it's
comedian
or
anything. So.
I'm in the same boat where I nothing her, but she's kind of become like an central point of controversy where people feel the need to either attack her or defend her based on their own stances on feminism. And in her book, she basically confessed that she would. I don't even want to say it specifically. I can't remember exactly the words she used, but she like playfully talked about groping her sister when they were both very young, or maybe I can't remember how old I can't remember how young she was, but her sister was younger than her, and she would like give her treats or like candies or something like that to let her. It was I don't know. It's kind of gross to talk about, but like I think a big point of the discussion was how nobody treated it like it was a big deal, but if a guy had written the same thing and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I can see why this is the top of all time, because I could see why somebody would feel like they're unpopular for holding this opinion, but it's definitely a Reddit opinion. Reddit's kind of known for feeling attacked as white men, etc. So, and I'm not gonna like get into that. This is honestly just as gross as like the controversial section. I guess in a weird way, unpopular opinion could be its own controversial in a way, because you kind of maybe the people in this subreddit have enough wherewithal to recognize a controversial opinion and one that's not. Like I think if I just like went ahead and said, controversial opinion, this sub is trash. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But let's see the next one down. Being a single dad. See, it's getting into a lot of like men's rights stuff. I'm ready to leave this subreddit. I'm having a bad time. Okay. Ooh, serious. People of Reddit who have been in a coma or in jail for more than a decade. What was the most radical change in the world you've experienced when you came out? Only 11 answers. I can't imagine it'd be that much more than that.
I feel like that's a pretty
gold with one comment 26 minutes in. There's a video of a guy getting released after 40 years in jail. He didn't know how to use anything and had to be explained the simplest of tasks. The technology that we've developed in the last few decades is incredible. I'm running out of steam. I think, how long have we been going? Almost 2 hours.
A while, yeah.
I think we can start slowing down. Hey, we hit 20. 20.
We were over 20 for a little bit.
Oh, were we? We lost them when I was tired and browsing through subreddits. I think we're running low on energy.
It's kind of up and down. It's been around 18. This was a good time. We got a lot of faces in that I haven't seen.
Hey, Chromius made it.
And
nice.
We got some of our regulars in too, so that's good.
Oh, okay, yeah. The chat's already getting a little feisty. You guys be cool. All right, I got out of that place because that's not a fun discussion to be having, and I think it's cool to have it.
We can move it over to the Discord.
Yeah, if y'all want to be angry in the Discord,
this would probably be a good opportunity to kind of get redirected over to the Discord.
Trolls, happy birthday, buddy. I don't think we're going to be on to actually celebrate you. We try to do this about like once a week. It's looking like Thursdays at midday, like New York time. Yeah. So we're working on that. We were gonna start streaming a lot earlier today, but
I don't know where everybody's at. I know we got people from all over the place.
Yeah, I used to upload my videos at really weird times, and I found myself
EST, I think.
Yeah, so just look at like midday for New York on Thursdays, and that might be a good time because you just can Google what time is it in New York, and you can get a good idea of what time we'll be streaming at on Thursdays. But yeah, 22. Got people joining just in time for us to probably leave. But guys, there is a I have a on my page on my channel. There is a playlist of past streams. They're very similar to this one. I recommend checking them out if you enjoyed this one, or if you want to get an idea of what these are actually like if you just joined. But we generally just have a lot of fun on the internet and look at a lot of things and look at controversial posts on Reddit and then back out of them as soon as things get a little icky. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to sign off. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you want to check out more of these streams. I posted the Discord, didn't I? Hold on, let me try it again. There it is. If you guys want to continue the chat, go in the Discord. A lot of cool people in there. I'll be in there for a while after this, and looking forward to doing this more often with you guys. I have a lot of fun doing it. Mouse, you want to say anything?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Pretty good wrap up.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
All right. Adios.
Wow.